Hi, anyone and everyone. This is Kim, the Humble Hermit from Come As You Are Oracle. We're going to do a collective, the collective, for today. Today is Tuesday, July 8th, 2025. Sorry, I'm fixing the screen. You may follow me on the Talk, the Tube, my blog, or not. Totally up to you. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. If it doesn't fit, to make it fit. If some of it fits, God's kiss. We love that for you. Whatever does not, just leave it on the table for someone else. You don't want to take on energy that wasn't meant for you, right? Nobody wants that. Nobody. We're going to use the Rare Rebel deck. You can find that on Etsy. Just type in Rare Rebel. We got 3 on the table. Oh, to the lovely person that time-stamped my morning reading. Yeah, I don't know what that was. When I went back and I looked at it, first of all, if you look at it, like if I looked at it from like the screen on my phone and from far away, it just looks like like not a bubble, but like, like an orb, basically. But when I zoomed in and I replayed it, yeah, it looked funky. It looked like, yeah, like maybe it could be like the shape of a feather or something. And it's kind of funny because I was like, well, maybe it's a hair, but it didn't really look like a hair, I don't know. Thank you for posting that though. Thank you. Um, and just an FYI, I think I've told you guys this before. If you watch me, if you subscribe, um, I think I've talked about it before because I put the video, you can see it in the video. I put the video camera in, um, 2 months ago, 3 months ago. I don't know. It's been a while now. But like the first or second night I had it in here, as the sun was going down and it was getting like darker in the room, you could see orbs like all over. Like all over. Um I haven't noticed anything since, like, and occasionally I'll go in and I'll look at videos and stuff just so, for my own interest. But I haven't seen anything like that since. So, and again, I do have the haunted cabinet. I'm just saying. We got 5 on the table. I do have little cat hairs everywhere. We got 6 on the table, 7 on the table, 7 on the table. Two more shuffles. Last shuffle. 8 on the table. 9 on the table. 10 with bottom of the deck. A lot of work here. As soon as I said it, the way I said it was a lot of work here. Oh, I just set that on the box. We've got refill your own cup. Refill your cup. New direction. Don't hate, create. We got ancestors. We got sacral chakra in the reverse. Six of Pentacles. Gentleness and grace. Shadow work. We got wealth and abundance. And then bottom of the deck, we've got transformation. Feminine, masculine, take how it resonates. Doesn't matter. You tell me. Are you feminine? Are you masculine? Does it matter? Some days I feel like it does not. Oh, pardon me. So whoever this is, you or someone else, someone is being called to refill their own cup, take care of themselves, self-care, pamper themselves, that kind of thing, because this person's life is just going to naturally start to flow in a new direction. With this don't hate, create, you might be somebody that maybe you have your own business, you create something, right, for a living. It could be anything, right? You could be an artist, a musician, a writer. You could make things, you know. You're going to continue to create. You're going to continue. I just heard bombarded with ideas. And I don't know if you guys believe, you know, you guys can believe in whatever you want to believe, but okay, what is with like it feels dry but not dry. With the ancestors card, like to me this just means somebody's dearly departed loved ones are watching out for them. Everything is guided. Like these peeps are guiding you, or whoever this is. Normally, this being in reverse, I would say like your sacral chakra is blocked, or I mean, really, it could go any way when you look at it. But when this card popped out, fell out of the deck, it just made me think whoever this person is, this is somebody that if they're not practicing abstinence, celibacy, like this is someone that's picky. Like this is someone that's choosy. Like whoever this is, man or woman, it doesn't matter. Non-binary, it doesn't matter. Like this would be somebody that, pardon me, like going out on dates, things like that. Like this person isn't sleeping around. Like this person isn't sleeping with every person they go on a date with. Far from it, actually. And it's not that they're picky, it's just that they have standards, right? They have confidence, they have self esteem. And I'm not saying that, you know, people that, you know, sleep around, you know, like, oh, you don't have any self esteem. I mean, that's something for you to judge or for them to judge about themselves. That's not for me to judge. I mean, I can guesstimate, right? If we want to throw some trauma in there and talk about trauma and high sex drives and things like that, then yeah, like I can guesstimate for someone, you know, why you're oversexed, you know, why anybody would be oversexed. The thing is only that person knows, you know? Even if they don't technically know, even if it's subconscious, that's something that they can delve into on their own and figure out on their own. That's not for me to do for them. And it's not for me to judge someone for being the way that they are either, you know? And it's really easy to do a tarot read or an oracle read and be like, oh, yeah, they're a slut. You know, they sleep around. If it's in the cards and if I feel it, if I see it, if I hear it, like I'll say it. But I also want to throw out there too sometimes the fact that it doesn't really matter. You know, if a reading comes out and somebody comes up as promiscuous, that's not really for us to judge. I mean, I was there. I was in that life, you know. I was in that box, basket, bucket, whatever you want to call it. Like, I was more than willing to go on a first date and have sex. I didn't care, you know. I had that mentality. And at the time, there wasn't anything wrong with it. At the time, that's what worked for me. That's what kept me going, right? And you can look at it and say, well, that was just a coping mechanism, Kim, because you had trauma, right? I got like this hair on my glasses. It's like driving me nuts. It's just a coping mechanism. The thing is sometimes we need those coping mechanisms. Sometimes it's okay to do what you need to do in the moment. You know, be safe. If you're going to go out there and be promiscuous, be safe. Protect yourself, protect the other person. But it's not for us to judge, right? You know, everybody has their moments, everybody goes through their thing. I have that cough. Like, you know how, like, when you're sick and you're recovering and it feels dry, but then you feel like you need to cough and there's like a little bit of phlegm in there? That's what that feels like. I have not been sick. Knock on wood. I knew I should have brought in my water. And the reading just gives me the vibes of somebody that's looking out for themselves. And even if this is someone that typically will sleep around or, you know, will sleep with whoever they want to sleep with, again, that's okay. That's, you know, that's nobody's business. This is someone realizing, like, okay, maybe I don't need to sleep with everybody I go out with. Maybe I should be a little more I was just not decorum. What is it? Maybe I should be a little bit more. I lost it. I had a fancy word there. But it's just somebody realizing that they don't want to be like that, or they don't need to be like that. And that's fine. You know, again, everybody has their ups and downs, you know. Who's to say, and granted, I hope not, because I don't really want to go back to that place. But who's to say in like another 2 or 3 years, I'm not out there dating and I'm sleeping with every person I meet? I mean, I don't want to do that, like, and I don't think I would do that. But 2 or 3 years down the road, I don't know. I don't know. What are the circumstances? What's life like? Do I have a job? Do I still live here? You know what I mean? Like, cause and effect. Every action has a reaction, right? Like, every time you take a step forward, your life changes. Every time you wake up in the morning, your life changes. The potential for change is there. So, again, in 2 to 3 years, who's to say I'm not on the dating scene and I'm sleeping around? I'm just saying it's not really for. I know sometimes I know sometimes it seems like we do readings and we judge. I feel like that's only because that's what's in the reading. Do you know what I'm saying? Like you shouldn't just meet somebody off the street or talk to somebody at work, or maybe you have a friend, that's out there in the dating world and they're like, "Oh yeah, I slept with like two guys last month." And you're like, "But that's their life. They have to figure out their shit for themselves. You figure out your shit, I figure out my shit, they figure out their shit, and it's all in everyone's own timing. Everybody's different. I have it's kind I don't know if it's funny or it's sad or a little bit of both, but I have friends that think, and this is going to sound judgy, but I don't know how else to say it. I have friends that think they're elevated, that they're healers, they're healing, that they're enlightened, that they don't fall for the toxic BS. And yet here they are, 40 something years old, and they're hooking up with a guy that they were with 20 something years ago who's with somebody else. Baby, that's not healing. That's falling off the wagon, right? That's slip sliding back into the past. That's old patterns. That's toxic. That's karmic. We could label it a million different things. It's not good. But this is a person that thinks that they know it all, that they're wise behind their, and I'm not saying that they're not wise, but if you're making those decisions and you're going backwards, how are you enlightened? How are you healing? How are you, cuz that's not good for you. It's not good for her. And yet that's what she does, and she thinks it's okay. She thinks and the funny thing is when her and I talk, like, the knowledge is there. Like, she knows that this isn't necessarily what she should be doing. She reasons it away. You know what I mean? Like, she comes up with a reason for everything instead of just looking at it face value and admitting, like, what the fuck, I'm making a mistake here. And she's a really good person. She's a sweetheart. Um like, her personality, there's nothing karmic or toxic about it. Like, she's just a really nice person, a kind person, a good person. But, healing is hard, and sometimes you get a little stubborn about it. She knows right from wrong. Everybody knows right from wrong. And I don't really necessarily think it's right for me to judge, what's right and wrong in regards to her. But at the same time, when you're talking about families, like, she's with a guy that has a family, you know, and you can make up all the excuses you want for that, but that is not at all something I would want to come in between. I'm 45 years old. I am too old to be chasing after someone else's man. Hell no. Absolutely not. And don't get me wrong, I've done that before. Long time ago. Long time ago. But I would never do that again. How does that benefit me? With the Six of Pentacles, whoever this person is, they're going to have multiple options. When the new direction card fell out, Like this person is going to have multiple options on what they want to do, what road they want to take, where they think their life is taking them. And I don't think there's going to be a bad option for this person being guided by their ancestors. I think it's just different, right? Like no option is bad, they're just different. So it would be like, and this is just an example because I'm not really, there's nothing specific here, but like this would be someone, let's just say they're really good at painting, but they really love animals and they always thought they wanted to become a vet. Like this person might have two opportunities come through where like, hey, do you want to paint and have a show at the local gallery in 6 months? Or do you want to start going to school for your veterinary license? I'm just going to say this, me being the person I am, I probably would try and do both. But whoever this person is, like they're going to have options, you know? Like yeah, I want to go paint. I want to be a painter. I want to spend the rest of my life painting. This is a great opportunity. Or yeah, I freaking love animals. Let's go to veterinary school. Let's start that. Let's get going. That was just an example. Don't go out there and sign up for veterinary classes. If you don't like dogs and cats, or guinea pigs, or rabbits, or lizards, don't be signing up for no veterinary classes. Because I'm not your ancestor. I'm not telling you to go. Maybe I am your ancestor. What? Maybe you're mine. I think whoever this is has some shadow work to work on. I mean, we all do, right? It's just calling to show some grace for yourself, some love for yourself, some gentleness. Be kind to yourself. I don't, I literally, sorry, I just knocked my table and my rocks. I'm saying literally, I literally do not think anybody could state that to another human being enough. Be kind to yourself because everybody is out there healing. Nobody's perfect. We're all just human. And what is that phrase? I don't know what it I don't there's got to be more to it, but I heard we're all out there fumbling in the dark. There's got to be something else to it, but it's true. Like we're all just out there learning and growing like anybody else, everybody else. And I've said before, you think you've worked on your shadow work and you've healed from something, and like 3 years later, something comes back around, and you're like, didn't I just deal with this? Like, didn't I do this already? Sometimes our lives are on repeat, you know? If you dated one narcissist, God might bring you another one in 10 years, you know? Like, I mean, it is what it is. And when I say God brings you another one 10 years later, I don't mean like, oh, yeah, you should get into that relationship and see what happens. No, the whole point of God bringing this person back around is you're supposed to have intuition. You're supposed to use your abilities to guide you so that you don't get together with that person, right? That's technically the case. I can't even tell you how many people at work right now like give me the ick. In our department, out of our department, like they just give me the ick, and I'm nice to them and I'm polite to them as much as I can be. But at the end of the day, when I come home, like I feel like I should shower because there's some people there that are just so fake, so nasty. Their energy is rotten. And again, we're not all perfect. Like, I don't get up every morning and have the perfect morning. Some days I get up and I don't want to get up and I'm pissed off. Like, why do I have to work for a living? Like, what's going on here? Usually I'm fine after I have my coffee, or my electrolyte drink. But there are just some people where I work that, like, I'm like, "Oh, hi, how are you? How are you doing?" There's a lady there who I got into it with. Was it last summer or was it the summer before? I can't remember. I want to say like last spring or last summer. She accused me of laughing at her. I thought we were laughing together because she did laugh. And then when she saw me laughing, like, she was like, "You're laughing at me?" And I was like, "No, aren't we laughing at the situation?" Like, anyway, she turned me into the bosses, and I got so upset because I was like, I didn't do anything. Like, I thought we were like, she actually made a joke and laughed, and then I laughed because I thought, okay, it's a joke, it's funny. And then she's like, "You're laughing at me?" It turns out this woman, she has mental health issues. She has health issues, period. And yesterday, her and I were across from each other in the packing department, and we're fine now. Like, we get along pretty well, and I just kind of like steer clear of her. I smile, say hi, how you doing? She's built a name for herself being hard to deal with because she accuses people of doing stuff that they don't do. And I think part of it might be she might be a little I don't think they call it this anymore, but Asperger's, where you don't like recognize other people's like facial expressions or feelings or emotions. Like, you don't see it, you can't figure it out. I think she has problems with other people. That's why she always thinks that people are like making fun of her or talking about her. It's like, just because somebody's laughing with another person and they're standing there and you're there, it doesn't mean that you're the focal point. But I don't think she can comprehend that. Anyway, yesterday she wasn't feeling good, and I found out from one of the other ladies in the department that she actually has a pretty serious illness. And when the other lady told me, I was like, should she even be working? Like, I feel like at this point she should be, retired and relaxing at home and not having to do as much physical activity as she was doing. And the sad thing is we really don't do that much physical activity up there. I Yeah, I felt bad for her yesterday. Um anyway, a lot she even yesterday when her and I had good positive interaction, I still could feel like the ickiness coming off of her because she's not healthy. Like, she needs help and she won't go get help. And I think she lives by herself. I don't think she has a support system. I could be wrong, but she gives off like the slightest ick. Yeah. Even though she's actually pretty nice. Like, you can still kind of feel something there. But like, when I go to work, like, I try to have as minimal contact with specific people, specific situations as much as possible because I just don't want to deal with it. And I don't want to bring that home either, you know? Whoever this is, whatever path they take, wherever they decide their life is going to take them, this is somebody that will encounter wealth and abundance. Again, what does wealth and abundance mean to you? Does it mean money? Does it not mean money? Does it mean money and something else? There's no wrong answer there. It is personal to each person, you know? Like, to me, abundance is relationships, like really solid relationships with good people, kind people, loving, giving people, caring people, people on the same level as me. you know? No more, no less. I like connections, you know? I like stable connections. I don't necessarily think of money when I think of abundance. Would I love money? Of course I would. Bring me some money. Give me some money. Help me get some money. Let me work towards money. But at the end of the day, there's more important things out there. That's why I tell that's why I tell you guys, like, I don't always volunteer for overtime because my time is precious. My time here on this planet as a human is precious. And you could pay me $50, $100 an hour. There's just some times where it's not worth it for me to go in for OT. I'd rather sit at home and take a nap or watch a few old movies or eat half a cake. I'm just kidding. More like a whole cake, but still. And lately I've been doing some overtime because it's summer and I know that they need help there, you know? And that's fine. But when I decide I'm burnt out, then I'm burnt out and I won't do it for a while, you know? I know me. I know me. I know me, you know? Unfortunately, I know me. But yeah, this is somebody that they're going to encounter wealth and abundance on either path. It you know, it doesn't matter. This person is going to be successful. They are successful. They're already successful. And this is someone that, yeah, they're going to go through transformation, but their whole life is a transformation, right? Your whole life is a transformation. My whole life is a transformation. If you're somebody that's really committed to healing, if you're somebody that's really committed to yourself and improving upon yourself and moving out into the world in a positive manner for yourself and for others, you're always going to be constantly transforming, right? Those epiphany moments. And what's funny about that, and I deliberately brought that up because it was hilarious to me. I'm packing an order and I pull the packing list and they printed two. And I'm like, "Oh, they're for two separate orders?" So I look at the packing list. No, it's for the one order. They have the same name on there. And I don't remember the whole name, but whatever the company was, it started with the word epiphany. I probably sat there and looked at that page for a full minute, minute and a half. Like I'm not even joking. Like I was just smiling, like I had this big grin on my face. Epiphany. It made my day, y'all. Like that was my abundance for the day. That was my wealth for the day. I really enjoyed that. And I always say to you guys, if you follow me, I'm always like, "Oh, I had that epiphany moment." That epiphany moment. I love the word epiphany. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Anyway, I'm going to let it go with that. I hope it resonated for you. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope, if anything, you found it entertaining. I hope you all have a great day and or evening, wherever you are. I'll talk to you later. Bye.